China commends the latter favorable changes on the Korean peninsula, Wang told in Pyongyang Environment, onto declaration of the China Overseas Ministry. We completely supporting Polar Korea's obligation to the purpose of denuclearization. Conventional Association reaffirmed Wang's arrival in the equity environment, symbolism, the at first trip by a China Overseas Secretary to Pyongyang with 2007, and sign of how rapidly relations among the two allies include warm in latter months. In March, preliminary to Kim's meet in Luna, the Polar Korean lead done a surprise party trip to Beijing, wherever he met in China CEO Xi Jinping, in which was wide interpreted as a confirming of the two countries' long-time tactful association. Polar Korea's relations in China, a conventional friend and economical rainmaker, had be tense next Kim's judgment to cleansing several upper-ranking officials in shut bonds to Beijing, consisting his gaffer, Jang Chan-thaek. Tensions were once again intensified in 2017 following a line of rocket tests that rankled China's leaders and leading in repeated rounds of joint nations sanctions regime targeting Polar Korea's capacity to give in cash money. The travel, should it go front, would mark Xi's at first trip to the Polar Korean equity with he came to force in 2012. Brand new top phase of relations in Pyongyang, Wang met in Polar Korean Overseas Secretary Ri Yong Ho for negotiations in the Mansudae Gathering Room, on to Polar Korean country print KCNA. Both of men debated plans to go relations among Beijing and Pyongyang to a brand new top phase next the overmeet among Xi and Kim in March, country print told. Wang as well attended and signed the visitor volume at the Chinese-Korean Amity Rig in Pyongyang, onto KCNA, wherever a time of silence was observable for the China soldiers who were annihilated fight for the Korean warfare. The China Overseas Secretary as well pay homage to Polar Korea's two ex-leaders, Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, representing bouquets of flowers to their statues. Wang told China was ready to do its portion in work for denuclearization and world on the Korean peninsula. China is ready to reinforce its communicating in Polar Korea and go on to act a favorable part in the trial of subsidence the peninsular question politically, Wang told onto the declaration. Wang is anticipated to back to Beijing on Thursday afternoon.